Hello you, welcome to my YouTube channel and thank you for watching. My name is Elsie Godwin and this is the first episode of Reviews on the Couch. So, Reviews on the Couch, I will be reviewing movies on this couch just as the name implies, but I will not be doing it alone. I will be doing it with people in the industry, people who understands what it takes to make a movie, professional movie critics, right? And also some amazing movie or Nollywood fans that just want to share their opinion. Onto this episode, we're reviewing Namaste Wahala. Now, this is quite interesting for me because I was really excited to see this movie, right? It was supposed to drop in 2020, but coronavirus happened. There's something about Bollywood and what they do, yeah? And whether you like them or not, they have stuck with their kind of content and their kind of culture, and we have grown to love them for what they do, right? Nollywood and Bollywood are said to be two of the biggest film industries in the world, and it was interesting because I wanted to find out what the coming together of a Nollywood and a Bollywood would look like. Okay, so it's time to introduce my guests. I have two guests, two amazing people that have agreed to join me on the maiden edition of this Reviews on the Couch. So I'm basically really thankful to them and happy that they made out time to join me virtually. Of course, there's coronavirus. Who do I introduce first? Okay, let's say ladies first. So the first person is Precious Nwogu. Precious Nwogu is a movie reviewer and a film reporter with Pulse Nigeria. And of course, I have Segun Odejimi. Segun Odejimi has been a friend for years and he's a writer and a critic as well. So thank you, Segun. Thank you, Precious, for joining me on this first episode of Reviews on the Couch. So I'll just start with Precious because I read your review on Pulse, and I must say it wasn't so nice. But when you watched the movie, when you saw it for the first time, how did you feel? Like genuinely, what did you see?
First, I need to point out that when I write reviews, I try to make sure that I'm brutally honest. So that doesn't mean I'm not nice. I'm actually very nice. You can ask Shegu Abi.
Are you sure you're nice?
I don't think Shegu is nice. So for Shegu to vouch that you're nice is the problem already.
I don't think I had really high expectations because for me, I think we've had an overplay of rom-coms in Nollywood because obviously where the money is where everybody wants to be. So there's always going to be one rom-com or another in coming from the industry. So I wouldn't say that I was excited to see it, but I figured it would be nice to see how they play around with the Bollywood experience and from a Nigerian POV. So I guess that was what I looked forward to. But in terms of production, in terms of expecting a mind-blowing story, it wasn't that for me. So when I saw it, it's just that when I saw it, I was out of my lack of expectation. There was still something to disappoint me. So there were so many things that I found very disappointing about the film. I felt like the story could have been way better than it was. I felt like the acting could have been way better. Also directing. In fact, there was no sort of directing in the film, in my opinion, because everybody was just doing their thing. Everybody was just freestyling on that picture. So yeah, that's pretty simple.
Shegu, do you feel the same way?
Yes. So I just saw it recently, and I would confess I saw it because of this review session that we're having. So I had read, lots of reviews. I had seen Precious's reviews. I'd seen also lots of takes on Twitter. A lot of people saying how disappointed they were about it, and of course, other people saying, "Oh, it's not that bad," and so on and so forth. So when I eventually saw it, I mean, I saw it with, even though I tried to detach, the bias of people are saying this film doesn't make any sense. You get, so I tried to remove that bias from my mind, and I wanted to see it just with a fresh, objective mind, and I did. And I was now saying to myself, this isn't that bad. Like, I mean, of course, it's a Bollywood Nollywood combination, and it's a combination or coming together of two parts of, you get, both industries, Nigeria's romance, and of course Bollywood's romance. So I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw a rom-com from Bollywood that I actually enjoyed, and I can't remember the last time I saw a rom-com from Nigeria that I actually enjoyed. So putting those two things together, I was like, okay, well, I mean, it wasn't like I was expecting an amazing,
Okay, so
amazing.
if you're saying
Like
it
Precious said,
was portraying, can you hear me? So if you're saying it was portraying Nigerian
yeah, I can hear you.
romance, is that our romance in any way? Because
Yeah.
I did not see any form of romance. I think my disappointment started at the point where the guy and the lady met on the beach. So that acting was totally off
from the start. And that's
that was where the
classic.
disappointment started from. Like, can't you just
That's a classic. Something crazy here. It's not crazy. It's a classic. Sorry. It's a classic romance scene in almost every romantic film you've ever seen. There's always that scene where the guy and the girl probably just hit themselves, or maybe throw a cup of coffee or a glass of wine or books or something like that. That's if they could not get that thing right. I wonder what. At that point, I should have just switched to maybe what other shows showing.
I wanted to switch, but I told myself that I would see this through. Did you notice that when they tried to play back that scene, it was done better? Like in the memory of their movie. Do you notice that it was now done better in the memory? I don't know if I was the only one that noticed that. And okay, so let's go to the good part. Sorry.
Growing up, I used to watch a lot of Bollywood, and I've seen it all from Bollywood crime dramas to romantic comedy to comedies. Bro, man, not Bollywood can do really, really good stuff when it comes to filmmaking. In fact, the whole romance thing, they always get that effect from you. So when you see the guy, before the song comes on, before the music part comes on, you can see that there's some kind of chemistry between the couple, and you're genuinely feeling them. But in this one, from the moment they bash each other, they're like, no.
Have you guys watched the world recently?
Okay.
No.
So if there's one thing I loved about the movie, it is what the costumier did with Ankara. So I noticed that I could just watch the movie again just to pick out a lot of Ankara designs that I want to use here. But let's dive right into the storyline. Okay, let me go first. When it comes to the plot about the lawyer, or how his daughter, that's Dima now, is supposed to be like a brilliant lawyer, I don't think that script was properly researched, because having to find an evidence that's supposed to be there in the first place, personally, is not what makes somebody an excellent lawyer. Maybe that makes you like a criminal lawyer, and it shows that you can go all the lengths to get people not to hide evidence. But when you can go into the law and find something that exonerates someone that is a criminal, then that is when I feel like, yes, you're a lawyer, because you actually sat down and you had to look for the things that you needed to use in the law to exonerate your lawyer. So that thing of, you were able to go to a hotel, and then because your lover has a relationship with the owner of the hotel, you were able to get the evidence and all that, and that makes you like the best lawyer. I don't know.
So truth is, to be fair,
because
to be very,
you see,
okay.
Go ahead, Segun.
No, go on,
No, I'm waiting
Precious.
for Segun. No, I'm waiting for Segun. Finish.
Okay, so I wanted to say that I felt it was ridiculous. Let's not even go into the storyline. I just saw it and I enjoyed it for the rom-com that it was like, oh, they wanted to just make people feel mushy and all that. Because when that incident and they were like, oh, okay, we needed, a CCTV footage. They got the one from the balcony. You get, but they didn't get the one of that part. And it felt like it was an afterthought. And somebody just was like, oh, they're supposed to have CCTV footage. Oh, that's true. Like, you are lawyers and you have been on this case for a while and you did not think that you were supposed to go and find CCTV footage. And somebody just, oh, there's supposed to be CCTV. And so, I mean, it was ridiculous right up from that point to the end. And the whole thing they were trying to do with the lawyer, the father, the daughter. And of course, like Precious said, let's not even talk about the story was shit. Let's not, mince words. The storyline was shit. You get, so we cannot even say, oh, the story is one.
You can't.
But it was just like, all this.
You can't.
No,
You
go
can't
on, go
even
on. I'm
single
done.
out. You can't single out any part of that story as something nice. From the very start, you're wondering why you have the opportunity to make a story that is multicultural, and you're going to settle with boy likes girl, parents don't see each other eye to eye, but that's fine. But why is it that the parents don't even like each other? Because you hardly find a Nigerian not wanting to marry a foreigner, but you mostly find a foreigner not wanting to marry a Nigerian. And if you're going to say, okay, the Igbo factor, why does the Igbo father not want to marry the Indian guy? He doesn't want his child to marry the
Okay, so
Indian guy.
I think they were going to play. I think they were going to play around the idea that an Igbo father would always want a son. So since he did not have, since he doesn't have a son, he wanted to find that son in his in-law so that he can now transfer his. Which is why the speech from the mother-in-law made sense at the end, when he was kind of trying to make him
Which
understand
is
that
ridiculous.
I have a daughter that is brilliant, which I don't think was brilliant anyway.
Which is I feel that's ridiculous, because Richard Mofe-Damijo's character is a lawyer, very educated, very wealthy. You would not find that kind of behavior a lot among the wealthy guys. So if you're still going to give us a father who is a rich man by all standards,
I think you'll be surprised. There are rich people and people that are exposed that are still very myopic in some certain areas. So I don't think that's like unrealistic. Trust me. When it comes to all these cultural issues that we have, the people that would portray them.
So what's the cultural issue? What exactly is the cultural issue here?
The fact that
your child
a man. Is it a fact? Yeah, the fact that most families think that the boy child is better than the male child, and the boy child is more suitable to carry along their wealth and their legacy in that regard.
But that was not actually the issue. That was not actually the issue. The issue with R&B's character was he just didn't want an Indian son-in-law. Not that he didn't want his daughter to carry on his legacy, because his daughter was already carrying on his legacy, and he was even having issues with the fact that she wasn't even paying attention to the firm. If you remember, he kept complaining that, oh, you're busy with the NGO, you don't want to pay attention to the business. So then when are you going to give me a son-in-law? So the father is sort of partly dense. So you don't even know where to even fix the dude. You don't know
that partly woke or partly dense.
Do you understand? Do you realize how ironic that is? How is it that you're woke and you're also dense at the same time? Bruh. So the entire story it was very lazily done. And this is one point I need to make before I forget it. You see, the Indian director, kudos to her for venturing into filmmaking. But if she's going to ever be successful at this, she really needs to put in more effort into learning the craft. she's a bad actress. One,
Oh wow.
if you're such a bad actress, I wonder how you can spot out good acting in anybody. And if you realize, you notice that everybody in that movie was acting in their own way, their own style. So everybody was just doing their thing. There was nobody really like organizing, oh, let's do this thing this way. And if everybody is doing things the way they feel like they know how to do it, it's always going to end up like that. I'm sure that even down to post production, she didn't know what she was doing, because if she knew what she was doing, the picture wouldn't come out that way. There was this particular scene, I think that scene where Ini and the guy are arguing, and I think they were trying to clear out the dark circles under her eyes, and they over edited that scene. She looked like a clown. She looked like an animation, no jokes. And I wonder, is it that they did not realize that we had already noticed from the opening scene that this chick has dark circles? So what stops you guys from filling that
Yeah.
up with foundation? But because the director, who is slash producer, slash writer, slash everything, you want to wear different cap, but you don't even know how to wear any. She didn't
Oh,
spot that
okay,
out.
Segun. Do you think, I mean, I have my answers already, but do you think that her employing more hands in terms of having like a different writer, having a different director, and maybe just be a producer and an actor would have helped? Do you think that
I mean,
played a
of
huge
course,
role?
I mean, so the biggest problems with that film were directorial. For example, the fact that he didn't have a very good director. He also did not have an amazing, I mean, even though they had some brilliant actors, I mean, nobody can dispute the quality of RMD, Joke Silva's quality, and a few others, even Osas, her quality is also there. So, but then if you had good actors and a good director would have helped, bring together the energies of the actors so it becomes one. And even those who probably are not at their A game, you can also help them as a director to raise their. So if she had other people working on the project with her, it will definitely have turned out better. But I mean, permit me, let me also say this. I've always had issues with when Nigerian movies try to do tie-ins or show sponsorship. I know a lot of people complain about how they portrayed Coca-Cola sponsorship in that film. I don't know why we cannot get it right in Nigeria. And it's not just a problem of the movie industry alone. Even in other places where you probably have to, show that, oh, we've been sponsored by so and so. I mean, a beautiful way there was, the point where I think it was the director who was having Coke. No, the mom, the Indian guy's mom, came when she came in, and then she was having Coke, and she
Yeah, it
was
was
like,
the
"Oh,
mom.
at least this Coke still remains the same." If she That for me was brilliant, was a brilliant execution. And it just took like she just took the Coke and just like, at least this one remains the same, even though everything has gone to tatters or whatever it is. But then the other scenes where, oh, they were now at a bar and the only thing that they had on their tables were just bottles of Cokes, and then at the bar itself, we had Coke there, and then we had Fanta and so on and so forth. I felt it was horribly done. You get
Okay,
that
so
was
talking,
enough for me to know that this was sponsored by Coca-Cola. I don't think it
I
was
also agree with
maybe
Segun that
also,
scene was probably okay, but I feel like
yeah.
product placement generally, there are really very few Nollywood movies, if not just Nollywood movies, or movies generally, that you see them getting product placement right, because the pressure on the filmmaker to thoroughly satisfy the sponsor is there. So they don't sometimes they really don't have a choice. So if they don't go hard, they have to just follow. But see that scene, all of them are doing cheers to Coca-Cola.
Okay,
Elsmith.
so because we don't want this video to be too long, yeah, I'm going to let you go. So if you have to rate Namaste Wahala on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate it?
To be nice, let me be nice. I'll give it a 3.5/10, as in E for effort. I hate to rate movies.
Thank you so much for watching. We had so much fun doing that, and network was terrible. Please, I don't mind you recommending the best network or the best service provider I can port to ensure that I have seamless recording, because most of my guests are going to be virtual. There's coronavirus out there, and it's really easier for the type of people I want on my show, because they're really busy people and I have to like beg them to at least just give me 15 minutes, so that cuts away the time they have to use to commute to me or me commuting to them and all that stuff. All I need to do is just really set up, and they do the same thing wherever they are. So all I'm saying is thank you for watching this episode. If there's any movie you want us to talk about, kindly please send me an email, elsieisy@gmail.com. You'll find my details in the comment section, and please subscribe. I need your subscription, and I also need you to click on the notification bell so that you get a notification each time I upload a new video. My name is Elsie Godwin, and do have yourselves a great day.